Get your message or business promoted on John Henry Media Network. Make contact today. Use this email address, jahu.enterprises@yahoo.com. That's jahu.enterprises@yahoo.com. Again, that's jahu.enterprises@yahoo.com. For specific details on submitting your audio to make it happen, it will be aired on our very next episode for a small donation of your choice. So let's make it happen right now.
The Tuskegee syphilis experiment was an infamous clinical study conducted between 1932 and 1972 by the United States Public Health Service to study the natural progression of untreated syphilis in rural African American men in Alabama. They were told that they were receiving free health care from the United States government. The study took place in Macon County, Alabama, the county seat of Tuskegee, referred to as the Black Belt, because of its rich soil and vast number of black sharecroppers who were the economic backbone of the region. The research itself took place on the campus of Tuskegee Institute. The intent of the study was to record the natural history of syphilis in blacks. The study was called the Tuskegee Study of Untreated Syphilis in the Negro Male. When the study was initiated, there were no proven treatments for the disease. Researchers told the men participating in the study that they were to be treated for bad blood. This term was used locally by people to describe a host of diagnosable ailments including but not limited to anemia, fatigue, and syphilis. A total of 600 men were enrolled in the study. Of this group, 399, who had syphilis, were a part of the experimental group and 201 were control subjects. Most of the men were poor and illiterate sharecroppers from the county. The men were offered what most Negroes could only dream of in terms of medical care and survivors' insurance. They were enticed and enrolled in the study with incentives including medical exams, rides to and from the clinics, meals on examination days, free treatment for minor ailments, and guarantees that provisions would be made after their deaths in terms of burial stipends paid to their survivors. There were no proven treatments for syphilis when the study began. When penicillin became the standard treatment for the disease in 1947, the medicine was withheld as a part of the treatment for both the experimental group and the control group also. On July 25, 1972, Gene Heller of the Associated Press broke the story that appeared simultaneously both in New York and Washington, that there had been a 40-year non-therapeutic experiment called a Study on the Effects of Untreated Syphilis on Black Men, in the rural South. Between the start of the study in 1932 and 1947, the date when penicillin was determined as a cure for the disease, dozens of men had died, and their wives, children and untold number of others had been infected. This set into motion international public outcry and a series of actions initiated by United States federal agencies. The Assistant Secretary for Health and Scientific Affairs appointed an ad hoc advisory panel, comprised of 9 members from the fields of health administration, medicine, law, religion, education, etc. to review the study. While the panel concluded that the men participated in the study freely, agreeing to the examinations and treatments, there was evidence that scientific research protocol routinely applied to human subjects was either ignored or deeply flawed to ensure the safety and well-being of the men involved. Specifically, the men were never told about or offered the research procedure called informed consent. Researchers had not informed the men of the actual name of the study, that is, the Tuskegee Study of Untreated Syphilis in the Negro Male, its purpose, and potential consequences of the treatment, or non-treatment, that they would receive during the study. The men never knew of the debilitating and life-threatening consequences of the treatments they were to receive, the impact on their wives, girlfriends, and children they may have conceived once involved in the research. The panel also concluded that there were no choices given to the participants to quit the study when penicillin became available as a treatment and cure for syphilis. Reviewing the results of the research, the panel concluded that the study was ethically unjustified. The panel articulated all of the above findings in October of 1972, and then 1 month later the Assistant Secretary for Health and Scientific Affairs officially declared the end of the Tuskegee study. In the summer of 1973, attorney Fred Gray filed a class action suit on behalf of the men in the study, their wives, children and families. It ended a settlement giving more than $9 million to the study participants. This is just one more reason to pursue and assist Black Lives Matter for our justice. Stay tuned in. The next episode will begin soon. You have just heard another great and powerful message for our Black community. Brought to you by John Henry Media Network and the United States of America. This is the place for you, your family and friends to hear educational messages and music from other very important Black people to help build a stronger and more revolution-ready Black America. Your message will awaken another sleeping giant. So, contact us today at jahu.enterprises@yahoo.com. I say again, that's jahu.enterprises@yahoo.com. Get your music or message heard by millions for another generous donation today.
Weather's gone, the sun is shining.